Okay. Okay, am I audible now? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, we will start our lecture with previous topic discussion. Actually, at the last lecture, we have started our basic terms or basic part we have to finish regarding the subject, regarding the topics, regarding syllabus, and all vision missions we have written. I think everybody has written everything in your notebook. So, is it visible to all? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so I think at the last lecture, just we have started our first unit. So we have written all the information regarding the first unit, like the syllabus of the first unit, then what is the importance of the first unit, central idea of the first unit, why we are going to use the first unit, that is user or UI design. Then we have to write down the outcome of the particular unit. So all that terms, all that information we have written at the last lecture. So today we are going to start the actual content of the first unit, that is UI design, that is user interface design. So what we basically required for the user interface design whenever we are developing any of the web application. So before starting that, what we are going to say, the subject or actual syllabus, just we have to discuss a little bit about web technology. I think so everybody knows what do you mean by web technology, what is the use of web technology. Web technology, it is nothing but the, we can say it is a technology, or we can say it is the language. With the help of that language, we are going to develop the web applications. And everybody knows what do you mean by web applications. We have to launch it on the server, and after that, everybody can access your web applications through the server. Okay, so when those who are going to access the your websites from the server, these are the clients, and centrally we have to locate our web applications or websites on the server, and then that central websites or web applications will access by the clients. Okay, so basically what we require to develop any of the web application, those topics or those content, those technology we are going to see in the same syllabus, that is web technology. According to the name, it is given us the information which is required to develop the web applications. Maybe that web applications, it may be a static or it may be a dynamic, but all the terms or all the technology we are going to see to develop the static or dynamic web applications. Now, here I'm going to use the term static or dynamic. Now, what do you mean by static? Static, that means we cannot change in that particular web applications, or we cannot send any information to the server. Just we are going to access the websites only. Okay, I cannot modify or I cannot send some information to the server. These websites are the static what I would web applications. Or if we are going to send some information to the server, these are the dynamic websites. Like we are going to fill the online forms. It is the example of dynamic website. Or just we are going to access some notes. Okay, suppose one college which is having the website where we have to keep some notes, keep some information regarding the college. Just we are going to access the information from the website. So it is the static where we cannot change anything. We cannot send information to the server. Just we are going to view that particular website. It is nothing but the static website. But if we are going to send some information to the server, sometimes I'm going to fill a feedback form, sometimes I'm going to fill registration form, sometimes I'm going to fill a participant form, any type of form I'm going to fill, and that information is going to store into the web server. So these are nothing but the dynamic websites. Okay. Nowadays we are mostly focused on the dynamic website as well as the static websites also we are going to focus. But dynamic websites is the good for every application. So here we required some languages. With the help of that, we can define the websites. Okay. So to we can say it as website. It is nothing but the combination of web pages. Okay. First we are going to see simply how to design web page, and then we are going to see how to combine that particular web pages, and by using that combination we are going to develop the web application. Okay. To develop any of the web page, we require one language whose name is HTML. Okay, so we are going to start our syllabus from basics. So our first topic is basics of HTML. Actually, our syllabus is going to start from the HTML5, but and I think many of the students knows what do you mean by HTML5 and how we are going to write down the applications, because you have complete all the courses. But some of the students don't know how to write down the HTML page, and what do you mean by elements, what do you mean by attributes, how it is going to appear, how to write down the code. That's why I'm going to start from the basic. What do you mean by HTML? Then what do you mean by attributes? What do you mean by elements? How we are going to use it? So we have to focus on the basics of the HTML for today's lecture. Afterwards, we are going to start our syllabus, or I think syllabus is having the first topic, that is HTML5. But before that, we are going to see what do you mean by HTML. Instead of watching the HTML5, we are going to see the HTML. So here I have write down the here basics of HTML. HTML is the standard markup language for web pages. As I have told, to develop any of the web page, we require one language. Okay, and here we have a HTML, that is hypertext markup language. The long form of the HTML is hypertext markup language. With the help of HTML language, we are going to develop the web pages. Or with the help of HTML, you can create your own website. Actual website is nothing but the collection of web pages. So to develop the web page, you require the HTML language. We have some another information regarding the same. What is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HTML is the standard markup language for creating web pages. HTML describes the structure of web page. Now here it is something different. HTML describes the structure of web page. Okay, now here HTML, with the help of HTML language, we can define or we can decide the structure of web page, how that particular web page will occur on the in front of user, or how it is occurred on the browser. It is decided by us with the help of HTML. Then we can decide how to create, how to insert the image, where we have to insert the table, where we have to insert the frame, where we have to insert the form. It is we are going to decide it, but how whatever structure we have defined, it is located in particular web page with the help of HTML language. That's why HTML describes the structure of a web page. With the help of the elements, attributes, we can create the web page. It is nothing but the structure of your web page. HTML consists of a series of elements. Okay, as we have seen the elements, we can say element. These are the asset of HTML language. With the help of element, we can decorate our website. We can whatever we want to insert, we can insert with the help of elements. Okay, or simply we can say a simple example for the element is our house is the we can say it is the element. Okay, then whatever we have to include value additions in the house, it is nothing but the attribute of that particular house. Okay, so element, we can say it is the asset of HTML language. Okay, and again, all these elements are having some additional information or some additional facility. By using that, we can add additional decoration to the web page. Okay, we are going to see it, so it will be more clear to you. Then HTML elements tell the browser how to display the content. As I have told you, we can decide how where I want the image, where I want to insert the form, where I want to keep the table. All things I have decided, but with the help of HTML language, we can create that particular web page, and it is going to display in front of a user. Then HTML elements label piece of the content, such as this is a heading, this is a paragraph, this is a link, etc. So we are going to see all these paragraph, heading, what is mean by link, all these terms or all these elements we are going to see next. So it will be more clear to you what is mean by heading. Heading is one element. With the help of that heading, we can create the heading. Again, it is having the major heading, and then a list headings. Likewise, we have H1 to H6 headings. It is depend upon the importance of that head. We are going to use the type, that is H1, H2, H3 up to H6 heading. Then paragraph, we can create the paragraph in our website. If you want to write down more text, and if you want to create the paragraph for after some words or after some time, if you want to create the paragraph, you can create the paragraph with the help of P tag or P element. Then link, we can create the link by using the link. We can jump from one page to another page. Okay, all these are the very basic elements. We are going to see it in the next slide, so don't worry. But all these terms, all these info, all that topics we have to included in the HTML language. Actually, it is very huge. It is having it's having lots of elements and lots of attributes. On all these attributes, all these elements, we are going to cover into the HTML5 also. But to understand what do you mean by element, what do you mean by attribute, we are going to start with the HTML. So here I have very basic code which I have to write in the notepad to understand the very first web page, or its very basic web page which we can create with the help of HTML language. Okay, so first of all, we are going to execute it, how it is going to execute, how it is going to write. Then we are going to check all the lines, what is the use of that particular line, why we are going to include it, all that code we are going to explain after the execution. Okay, so before the execution, we require one editor where we can write down the HTML code. Okay, everybody knows if you want to execute any of the program, you require the editor. Nowadays, we have various editors. We can use Eclipse, we can use NetBeans, we can use any other editor where we can write down the HTML code, where we can execute the HTML code. But if you want to learn the HTML code, you have to write down the notepad instead of additional or advanced editor. Just you are going to use notepad or text edit if you have a Mac operating system. But if you have a Windows operating system, you can use a notepad. Why we are going to use a notepad? Whenever we are going to use a notepad, we have to write down each and every code by your own hand. Okay, but instead in advanced editor, they have given us the facility drag drop, where we can directly take the properties, so we don't remember the properties of or attribute of that particular element. So to remember all the property or all the attribute of that particular element, you have to use at least in the learning phase, you have to use the notepad or text editor to learn the HTML language. So I'm going to use the notepad editor to execute that basic code. And again, there are some steps to write down the HTML code. Just you have to open the notepad. You have to write down the code, whatever code you want to write down regarding the HTML language. Then you have to save that particular file with the extension .html or .htm. You can use both the extension. Out of both, you can use only one extension, that it may be HTML or HTM. Okay. So we are going to try it for the same example. Afterwards, we have an explanation of all the lines. Just you have to open the notepad. Just paste here. Then I'm going to discuss here the same content, whatever I have written here. Again, we are going to discuss same. Okay, here the first element and one more word for the element is tag. Okay, one more word for the element is tag. Okay, so the first element here we are going to use, that is doc type. Okay, this doc type, it indicate the type of the document. Okay, and afterwards we have to mention here HTML. That means it indicates that it is the type of HTML document. Okay, then every HTML file which is having the starting tag, that is HTML. Okay, afterwards we have a head, uh, which indicate that it is the heading. Then title which is appear on your web page. Okay, whenever you are going to open any of the web page, it is appear on the what we have, left side top, left top, it is acted on the left top of your web page. uh, that is nothing but the page title. Then we have to one more important part is that whenever we are going to create any of the element, it should have a end element. Okay. Whenever we have to write down, here we have a HTML a head tag or the head element. Then we have to include the title element. So how we are going to write down the elements? Here elements are the case sensitive. So I'm going to write here the title element. It should be included in round sorry open and close angular bracket. Every element it should be enclosed within opening and closing rounded angular bracket. After that you have to write down your content, what you want to display on the or what is the name of your web page, and then you have to close your element with the help of a slash. Okay, with the help of slash we are going to close the element. Whatever elements you are going to open, it should be closed. Okay, only the break element is that which we cannot close. There is no need to close the break element. Other all the elements we have to close with the help of slash. Okay, so here title and it is the start tag. We can say it is the start tag and it is the end tag. What we can say here it is the start tag and it is end tag. Likewise, every element is having the start element and and end element should be end with the slash. So don't forget it. It's very common, but you have to remember every element is having the start element and end element. End element should have the slash. Okay. Then here we have to close the head. Okay. Head tag always having only the title tag. Then title of the page. Close the title tag, and then you have to close the head tag. Then body tag. Okay, it is very important tag because body tag which includes all the content of your web page. Okay, body tag it includes all the content of your web page. If you want to include form, it should become under the body tag. If you want to create table, it should become under the body tag. Okay, whatever you want to insert into the web page, it should become under the body tag. Okay, and at the end you have to create or before the second end of what should I say before the end tag you have to close the body tag. Whatever content you want to include, if you have to include all the contents, then you have to close the body tag. Okay, and at the end you have to close the HTML file. Okay, with the end HTML tag. Okay, specific file. So here I have to just include h1 header and one p tag or p element, that is paragraph tag, and just I have to close the body, and afterwards I have to close the HTML. Okay, so how to save it? Go to the file, save. Okay. Instead of saving your file anywhere, just you have to create your own folder and then you have to create your own files in the same folder. So it will be more easy to access and it is easy to remember where we have to save the what we have to save the file. So instead of that desktop, I have to create here one folder. Already I have one folder. here I'm going to save the file. So it's my first program, so I have to write down here one. Or normally you can write down the name one dot html. So what is the extension of our HTML file? That is HTML one dot HTML. Okay, it's a simple HTML file. That's why the extension is dot HTML. And click on save. Okay, now my file is going to save. Okay, name of my web page is page title. Name of my web page. I'm not going to talk about the file name. The name of my web page is page title. Now we are going to see how to execute it. So to execute our that code, so we have to go to the saved page. Here we have to write down. We have to mention here the extension .html. So automatically symbol, its icon is going to change. One, it is my HTML file. That's why the icon is Microsoft Edge. One browser is available in my system. So it is going to take by default Microsoft Edge browser. So its symbol is going to change. So it is simply here. My second file is UI design, which is Microsoft PowerPoint. So it is automatically take the icon, which is indicates it is the PowerPoint presentation. Likewise, if your file is HTML file, by default it is going to take the symbol of browser, any of the by default browser. Here my default browser is the Microsoft Edge, so it is going to take the symbol of Microsoft Edge browser. It indicates that it is the HTML file and we can execute it on the browser. It executes on any browser. Okay, but many times HTML file will not support to the advanced browser, or it may be not support to the very previous browsers. Sometimes we are going to face the problem. But advanced HTML5, CSS, all these are going to support to the all browsers. Okay, so whenever you want to execute it, just you have to click here and you have to right click, or there is no need to right click because it is by default HTML file. So you can double click on the same file. We are going to see what happened here. You can directly double click on the same file. So right click to the file, open it. It will display the list of available browsers. You can open in any browser. So I can open it in the Google Chrome. Here, what content we have to write down? This is the heading and this is a paragraph. The content we have to write down in the same file. Here, this is the heading, and this is the paragraph. Okay, and what I have told you, the page title is the name of your web page. So it is offered here, web page title. It is the name of your web page. Are you getting it? So whatever title you have to return, it is the name of your web page. Instead of website, it is the name of your web page. Just remember, whatever title we have written, it is the name of your web page. Okay. And what content we have to include? Just we have to include here header, which is H1 header, and one paragraph. That is paragraph tag actually we have to enter here, and just we have to write down some content. Accordingly, it is displayed on the screen. This is a header and this is a paragraph. It is the browser. It is I think Chrome. Okay, where we have to display the file. The file is available in the same path we are going to see here, wt1.html. It is local, we can say it is the local host where we have to store the HTML file, and directly we are going to access it. Okay, are you getting it? How to write down the HTML file, how to save it, and how to execute it. Okay, so here, okay. Actually here the explanation of all the tags, whatever we have discussed now. So the first, it is the doc type HTML. The first line we have to write in the code, it is the doc type HTML. As I have told you, it indicates the type of document. And afterwards, we have to mention HTML, so it indicates that it is the HTML or HTML5 document. Then HTML element is the root element of an HTML page. HTML element is the root element of an HTML page. Okay. As I have told you, it indicates that it is HTML starting, or it is the root element and it should be end at the end of the file. Okay, then here elements contain meta information about the HTML page. Now, what do you mean by meta information? Meta information is nothing but information about information. I think you everybody know metadata in the database, which gives the information about information. Likewise, a head element which is having the information regarding web page. Now, what information? It includes the title of your web page. Okay, it indicates that the information about your web page, that the name of your web page is this. And how we are going to include the name? With the help of title element. Okay, that's why here is the meta element or the meta information or head element which contains the meta information about the HTML page. Okay, it is having the additional information about your web page. Okay, now we are going to see the name of your web page. Name is the asset of that particular web page, or it is the information of that particular web page, which we have to include into the head element with the help of title element. Okay, now title element specifies the title of your HTML page. Then, as I have told, which is shown in the browser's title bar or in the page tab. Okay, we have seen it in the page tab instead of title bar. We have to see it in the page tab here. Okay, then body element defines the document's body, and it contains for all the visible as headings, paragraph, images, hyperlink, tables, list, etc. Actually, it is a text box and which is not completely visible now, but I will change. Body, as I have told you, whatever you want to include in your web page, you have to just include it within a body. Okay, so if you want to include image, if you want to include hyperlink, if you want to include heading, paragraph, frame, form, table, then list, option button, everything, whatever you want to include, it should become under the body tab. Okay. Then H1 heading tag and P paragraph tag, which we will go to see in the next slide also, because we have 6 heading tags. Heading, everybody knows heading. Whenever I'm going to write down the notes, whenever I will give you the notes, or whenever I'm dictating the notes, I mention write down the first heading, and then you have to write down subheadings. Likewise, if you want to write down the first heading, I'm going to use H1 tag. which will appear a little bit large. Then next subheading, okay, which is little bit less, or which size is little bit less than the H1 tag. So the name of the next tag is the H2 tag. Likewise, we are going to decrease the size of tag. We can say it is the heading tag, then subhead, 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 subhead. Likewise, we have a H1 to H6 tag. Then what is an HTML element? Okay. Until now we have discussed lots of about tag. Okay. As I have told you, the name of element, or the alternative name for the element is a tag. Okay. So an HTML element is defined by a start tag, some content, and an end tag. As I have told you, every tag or every element is having the start element and end element. Okay. In between that, you have to include your content. Okay, whatever you want to include. Okay, whenever you want to write down the paragraph, P is the start tag. Then you have to write down your complete paragraph, and then /P is your end tag. And both the tags, it should be come under the angular brackets. Okay. So an HTML element is defined by a start tag, some content, and an end tag. Here they have given one example, or simply given you this like syntax. Tag name, content goes here, and /tag name. It is the end tag. The HTML element is everything from the start tag to the end tag. Okay, now here H1, my first heading, then you have to close, or you have to write down the end H1 tag. Then P, here we have to write down your paragraph, and you have to close the paragraph with the /P. Okay. Then HTML editors, as I have told you, in the learning phase, we are going to use the Notepad, because Notepad will not give you the attributes, ready-made attributes. But if you are going to use advanced editors like Eclipse, NetBeans, they are going to give you advanced attributes. Okay, attribute list. Whenever you are writing any of the element, then you are write down the one attribute. Automatically, it gives you the value of that particular attribute. Okay, so it makes you easy. Sorry, lazy. It is easy, but it makes you lazy. So you are going to use Notepad during the learning phase. Okay. So as we have seen how to write down the code into the Notepad, how to save it, and how to execute it. There is no need to see once again. Then HTML attributes. As I have told you, elements is nothing but the property of HTML language, and attributes, these are the property of elements. Are you getting it? What happened here, or what is here? Element, these are the property of the HTML language, and attributes are nothing but the property of that respective element or respective tag. Okay, with the help of that attribute, we can decorate our website, we can decorate our particular, what we are going to see, that particular element. For example, if I am going to write down the body, now I want the background color pink or red or black or something. Whenever I am going to write down some text, I want to the text color is maybe blue, black, like that. So I can change that particular text color, I can change the body background, I can change the table color, I can change the form color. Okay, I can, suppose I want to display some scrolling text, so I can write down the scrolling text with the help of that attributes. Okay, attribute, it is nothing but the additional property of the tag. Okay. All HTML elements can have attributes. Attributes provide additional information about elements. It is give the additional decoration, additional information about that particular elements only. Okay. Attributes are always specified in the start tag. whatever attribute, whatever property you have to mention with respect to that particular element, it should be come under the start tag. We cannot apply any of the property at the end of the tag or at the end tag. Okay, everybody knows it's very common. Whenever you are going to write down start tag, at the same time you have to mention the property, or same time you have to mention all the attributes with that particular values in the start tag. Okay. Then attributes usually come in name value pair. Okay. Every attribute, I'm going to say it is the property of the element. So whatever property, suppose color, it is the property of the suppose table. Okay, or it is the property of the form. Okay, color. But I want the value. I want red color. It is the value of color property, or it is the red is the value of color attribute. That's why every time whenever you are going to deal with the attribute, it should be come to the pair like attribute value pair. Okay, whenever you have to mention the attribute, it should be the pair, that is attribute and value. Are you getting it? Now, here HTML comment tag, as everybody know, what is the use of comment in various languages. Up till now, whatever language we are going to see, we have to see the comment, how to write down the comment. And what is the use? Basically, what is the use of comment? Okay, comment, it is used to give additional information about your complete execution or complete code, or if you want to show some information which is helpful for the next party, so you have to write down the comments. Okay, and it's a very good practice to write down the comments for your if you are going to do the career in IT industry. It's a very good practice to write down the comments. Okay, and in the previous all the languages in C, C++, Java, Python, all languages are having the comment. Okay, so here we are going to see some syntax which we require to write down the comment in HTML. So here the syntax is angular bracket, exclamation mark, dash dash, then write your comment, dash dash, and angular bracket close. Close your angular bracket. Likewise, we can write down the comment in the HTML file. Okay. Now here we have actually it's very simple element we have, or a tag, that is address tag. With the address tag we can write down the any address. It's not a email address or anything. We can write down the physical address of or contact information of that particular person. Okay, so it is a tag which is available in the HTML. With the help of that, we can write down the address of that particular person. So the HTML address tag defines the contact information for the author, owner of the document or an article. Likewise, we can write down the doc string in the Python. With the help of doc string, we have to display, or we have to explain that the information regarding the class. Same here with the help of address, we can give the information of that particular author or that owner of the document. Okay, there is no need write down the information regarding the author or owner. You can write down the address of any of the person. You can include it in any place in the web page. Okay, so the HTML address tag defines the contact information for the author, owner of the document or an article. The contact information can be an email address, URL, physical address, phone number, social media handle, etc. The text in the address element usually render in italics, and browser will always add a line break before and after the address element. It happens automatically. Just you have to write down the address tag, and then you have to write down your address. It should be occurred in italic form. Okay, and the break, that means it will line break, it is automatically inserted. There is no need to insert the break after and before the address element. So I have the code here, so we have to execute it on the browser, and we are going to check what happened here. We're going to use the same file. There's no need to write down new file. Okay, here the address is offered in italic form and every line should be in break. Okay, actually it is break after this. Here we have to apply the break and after the end of the address element. Here we have to write down the break in the code. We are going to see here. Here address. After the address, it will automatically comes command line. It will indicate that the break line break. Then every line after that we are going to add the break line tag. Okay, likewise we have to break the lines in the address and automatically your address it should be displayed in italic form. Okay. Then we have the next important part. It is HTML headings. As I have told you, we have six headings H1 to H6, and size of H1 to H6 it is going to decrease. We can say simply heading, subheading, 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 subheading. Likewise, we have a six heading. So just we have to execute the same code. In the same file, we are going to execute the code. So it will be more clear to you. Or you can simply refresh the same file. It is automatically apply the changes, updated content it is going to display whenever you are going to click on the refresh button. Okay, it is H1, H2, H3, H4, H5 and H6. Likewise, the size of heading is going to decrease. Here heading 1, it indicates it is nothing but your heading. You can change here. You can write here any heading name. Okay. So we have to stop here and going to take the attendance. Roll number 1, 2,
Present, ma'am.
3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Present, ma'am.
14,
Present, 12, present.
13 present, 15, roll number 14, 15, 16, 17,
Present.
18,
Present.
19, 20,
Present.
21,
Present.
22,
Present, ma'am.
23, 24, 25,
Present, ma'am. 25.
26, 27,
Present.
28,
Present.
29, 30,
Present.
31,
Present.
32,
Present.
33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39,
39. Present.
40,
Present.
41,
Present.
42, 43,